Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, we're gonna try this again today. I've ran a couple test runs to make sure that the camera is working correctly, and I filmed it like 3 times, just 2 minutes, and every time that I filmed it, it was fine. There was no black screen, so I'm hoping that this vlog is fine and there is no technical issues with it. I don't know what was going on yesterday. I have no idea what that was, but so yeah, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? It's a little bit of an earlier vlog today. Who wants to do a time and temperature check? I haven't even looked at the temperature today. The time is currently 4:12 p.m. and the temperature outside, it's really, really humid and muggy today. So it feels, I'm gonna say like mid-80s. I'm gonna say, what was yesterday? I'm gonna say it's like 84 or 85. I'm gonna say 85. Let's see what the temperature is. Loading the temperature. Oh, I'm so close. 86 and sunny, it says. It is very, very muggy today. What's this supposed to be like tomorrow? Oh my god, tomorrow it's supposed to be 95 and full sun. Okay, tomorrow is gonna be a good day to go to the pool. Yeah, I'm thinking about, other than vlogging, that I might just take this weekend off and not film a whole lot. I posted a haul on my haul channel. Well, I had it scheduled to post for today. So today I have the vlog, and then I have a haul. And then when I get done with this, I think I'm going to try to walk because we're going to dinner tonight. So I won't have the chance to walk because we won't be getting home until late. I think they're going out for drinks and stuff like that. I think I'm just going to I think I'm going to just keep on slipping all over my words. I think I'm just going to go to dinner, and then I'll probably take an Uber home, or maybe go to one place with them or something like that. We'll see. I'm really, really exhausted today. I really put myself through it yesterday. So when I got done vlogging yesterday, my plan was to take a walk and then meet my neighbor at the pool. But I was doing stuff around the house and trying to get the vlog rendered, and then I wanted to make sure that, the other part was good and all that kind of stuff. And so it was later, and so when I texted her, she was like, well, I'm going to go down to the pool now. And I said, okay, I'll just, if I walk. And at that point, I was just like, well, I guess I just won't walk tonight, Because I like to walk and then get in the pool, and then put on, fresh pajamas and things like that. And so I was like, well, I'll just go to the pool, and then I won't walk, and I'll just swim some laps and stuff like that. So, we went up to the pool last night. I can't even remember what time it was, whenever I got done vlogging. So anyway, we went to the pool. What time did Alex leave here? I think we got to the pool about 8:15 last night. It's so weird because this whole deal with the pool hours and all that kind of stuff, And supposedly the pool closes at 9, even though we know that that's not the case, that it actually closes. We decided kind of to not fight that battle unless it comes up, they really want to challenge us on it. We have tested it, and the alarm doesn't go off until 10. So the alarm is still set at 10, but the hours are listed at 9 because that's one person decided it. And actually, when I was talking to my neighbor yesterday, she talked to somebody else on the board, somebody I hadn't talked to, and that person on the board was like, who changed the hours? So eventually it's gonna be an issue, but I don't want to be in the middle of that huge issue. So anyway, we went to the pool, and there was a dad in there with his two middle grade school daughters, and they were down at the end, and we were on the other end playing and stuff like that. And yeah, so she and I, we treaded water, and we were talking and stuff, and then they left, the other people left, and so we swam laps, and I probably swam, I was counting them, and I swam a lot more than I thought I did, and then at the end, I kind of stopped counting because we were just talking. So I stopped counting at 20. So I probably swam about 28 or 30 laps or something like that. I didn't really we were swimming breaststroke, swimming pretty fast. I didn't really think much of it at the time, and I got out and I felt fine, and I dried off, and she was like, are you going to go back? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. I said, I think I want to walk, because I started this audiobook 2 nights ago, which is Peter's book club for May, and it's called How to Solve Your Own Murder. Who is it by? I don't even remember who it's by. I think it's their debut book. I have to do my announcement this week for the July books. Mel and I haven't picked a Hold on a second. Title details. It's by Kristen Perrin. Is this her only book? I feel like this is her debut novel. Oh no, she's got... Oh yeah, it's just translated in different languages. So, I have exactly an hour and a half left of this book. I listened to so much of it last night. Yeah, but I have the July books to pick for Peter's Book Club and a True Crime Book Club. I have like 2 books for True Crime Book Club that I'm going to suggest to Mel, and then she usually has like a couple, I have a couple, and then we decide from those. I have 2 books for Peter's Book Club that I'm kind of deciding over for the July book for Peter's Book Club. One of them is the Cozy Mystery that she just started, because it's the first one in the series, and she sent me the link last night. She texted me the link, and when I looked at it, there's only 2 books out, and the newest one came out earlier this year. So I was like, oh, we've done like Cozy Mysteries in the past, like started a series. This might be a good series to start because it just started, right? And it's also like a cookbook series, so there's a cookbook inside of it. Like, they give recipes. A lot of Cozy Mysteries have, like, recipes and stuff. Obviously, I don't follow them. But every once in a while, she'll be like, I tried this recipe that was in this Cozy Mystery and stuff. And so some people really, really like that. If the Cozy Mystery centers around food, or, like, let's say if it's a... like a coffee shop that has baked goods, or, you know, somebody took over their grandma's restaurant or something, then sometimes there's, like, if they're talking about, like, lemon cupcakes or something, then they'll put like a recipe for lemon cupcakes at the end of the chapter or the beginning of the chapter. So I thought that might be a fun one to do. And then I have 2 other ones that I'm thinking about doing as well. So yeah, I had the 2 other ones, and then when she said that yesterday, I was like, well, that might be a good one too. So I have to kind of look through them and see which one's the best one for summer. So when I got back from swimming with her, the vlog was done rendering, and so I started uploading it, and then I was like, I'm gonna take a walk. And I texted Alex, and he was like, yeah, we're finishing up dinner, we're gonna have 1 drink, and then I'll be home. And I was like, okay. So, because he went out to dinner with his girlfriend last night. So I walked, and I honestly, like, at that point, my chest was kind of hurting a little bit from doing, like, the laps, which I know sounds crazy, but you have to realize I'm, like, completely out of shape, right? And so... and I'll tell you this, like, almost 30 laps in a pool doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot more than you think it is, right? And so I was like, I don't think I'm going to walk very far, but I really wanted to listen to this audiobook. So I was like, okay, I'm going to walk for like a half an hour, because the night before I had done 40 minutes, the night before I had done 35 minutes. So I was like, I'll walk for like a half an hour, 40 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll just sit here on the front porch and listen to the book on Audible. It was very warm last night. Outside it was very humid. So I started walking, and I ended up walking for an hour and 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it. And I listened to the audiobook the whole way. And then when I came back, and it was such a nice walk last night. It was late. It was like, I started walking at like 10 till 10 or something like that. And there were, which is weird, because when I started walking like in the winter, you know, it was always dark outside. Even if I went and I walked at like 6 or 7, it was dark outside. And so last night it didn't feel that late to me, because usually when I would walk back in the day, it was like earlier in the day, you know? So yeah, I walked for like an hour and 10 minutes, and I probably could have walked for like 3 hours to listen to this audiobook. This audiobook is really, really good. If you did not read Peter's Book Club for May, go back, and if you like mysteries, it is, and I don't know that I would consider it a cozy mystery. It's very much like an Agatha Christie mystery. It's basically like 2 people having to like solve like a murder that happened, and it takes place like out in the middle of nowhere, like in this small village in England. But it's current. It takes place today, so there's like a lot of current references. It's really well done. I really, really like it. I really, honestly, when I started it, I thought, I don't know that I picked a good book for this. Somebody had recommended it to me, and they were like, can we do this one for Peter's Book Club? And so I looked at it, and I thought, well, this is, you know, this is new, and this will be a good one. And then when I started it, I tried to start it like 3 different times, and I'd get like 20 minutes into it, and I was like, I'm just not into this book. But the other night when I listened to a lot of it walking, and then last night I listened to it for an hour and 10 minutes. And like I said, I could have walked for like 3 hours last night just listening to the audiobook, but my legs were so tired. I was like, they were about to give out. So I was like, okay, come home. So I came home, and Alex had just gotten home right before I got home. And he was like super, super tired. So he was like, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to hang out with Boo Radley for a little bit in bed and look at TikTok. So I'm going to go to bed. And I was like, okay. So I made my delicious dinner last night, which was 2 Morningstar breakfast sandwiches. 2 Morningstar breakfast sandwiches, and 2 cottage cheeses. And when I went to go pull the cottage cheese out of the refrigerator, I didn't even look, and I just like pulled 2 out, and I pulled the tab off of them because I put all this stuff on the little plate. And I sent Nikki a picture of it last night. I was like, look at my delicious dinner that I'm eating. Where's it at? What did I say? I said, I just got back from walking an hour and 10 minutes. My legs are killing me. Look at my boring dinner. Here it is. 2 of those Morningstar breakfast sandwiches and 2 of the cottage cheeses. She was so sweet. She was like, that actually looks good. But I was so hungry. I was like ravenous last night. Like I could have eaten so much. And I was really proud of myself because I like tonight going to dinner is going to be hard for me because I'm really, really hungry today. Which is why I kind of would like to walk before them because I won't feel so bad if I get something at dinner, you know? And then, you know, we'll do brunch tomorrow. But I am going to try to walk, obviously, tomorrow night. God, it's going to be 95 tomorrow. That's going to be hot to walk in. Yeah, so anyway, I have like 2 or 3 errands I have to have Alex run after. I was going to say maybe we could go to the pool after we got back from brunch. But I have like 2 or 3 errands I have to have Alex run me to tomorrow after brunch. So, okay, so I got back last night, I made my dinner, and while I was eating my dinner and texting Nikki, I was like listening to the audiobook. And then when I had my AirPods in, and then like I went upstairs and like Alex was like dead asleep by that point. So I like quickly took a shower and put on fresh pajamas, and then like I put my AirPods back on and I came out here. Well, first I did my prayers and meditations, and then I listened to like another 45 minutes of it. So I have like only an hour and a half left of it. If I walk this afternoon, I'm gonna try to walk for like an hour. We have to leave here at 7 tonight, and it's 4:23 right now. So if I walk between like, let's say 5:15 and like 6:15, and then if I could get an hour walk in, that would be great. I'm trying to get my steps, like move them up each day. Yeah, it was interesting looking at my steps compared to like when I was walking. I am so sedentary. Somebody left a comment about that the other day on my Peter Does Stuff video, and they're like, it was not a very nice comment about a few walks here and there isn't gonna do anything because you're like, I think it's interesting when people say things like that. Like I don't know my own truth. Like I'm not fully. It's not like I think like, oh, I took a couple walks and I'm a marathon winner. Like I'm not that delusional. You know what I mean? Like I realize I'm not very active. I realize the things I need to do. You know, and especially in a video where I'm talking about what I'm doing isn't working because I'm not really doing anything, and I need to get a personal trainer and a nutritionist to then like kind of like just like, you know, turn in the knife a little bit and be like, okay, it's very telling to me when people say stuff like that. But I'm also fully aware of like, you know, like I was looking at my steps and I was like, when I was walking every day, I was hitting like on average like 10 to 16,000 steps every single day when I was walking. You know, like if I was walking like an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, I was walking like unbelievable amounts of steps. When we travel, I always like, every time we travel, it's always like 15 to 20,000 steps every day, like minimum, you know? I think that one night at Ultra, it was like 32,000 steps or something like that. So when I go and it looks like my average steps for the last month have been like 2,400 in a day. Yeah, it's because I'm sitting here filming videos and I don't walk and do anything, and that's not healthy for me, right? Like I need to get out. Once I start walking, I realize how much I really enjoy it, you know, especially listening to the audiobooks. I like listening to music, but the thing is like the audiobook keeps me going, right? Like the music, like it's like I go through the songs and I listen to songs, I'm like excited to, you know, whatever. But then at some point I'm kind of like in my head, like I'm just ready to go home. With the audiobook, I don't know why, but I keep on thinking about the Frida McFadden book, which just came out. The new one just came out. I pre-ordered it on Audible. But with the audiobooks, like I keep wanting to find out what's going to happen, so it keeps on pushing me to stay out. Yeah, wish me luck through this summer because it's supposed to be a really, really hot summer. And like last night when I was walking, it was hot. It wasn't so hot that I couldn't walk, but I was like, if it was like 5 or 10 degrees hotter, this would be miserable. But like today, I'm going to try to walk a little earlier in the sunshine because I don't hear anybody at the pool. I was thinking maybe I could go to the pool right after that for like 5-10 minutes, then come back and get ready. Yeah, I don't hear anybody at the pool unless they're just laying out. Usually you can hear people like in the pool and stuff, kids and whatever. But, so I did my prayers and meditations, and I sat out here and I listened to the audiobook for like 45 more minutes. And then I was like, I really wanted to watch the last 4 episodes of Bridgerton last night. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this. And I actually, like, at first, this is so weird how things change, right? So at first, I was like, I want to sit out on the front porch, and because it's like a nice night and whatever, and I wanted to watch Bridgerton. And so I sat out here and I started watching Bridgerton, and I was like, that chair inside is so much more comfortable. So I'd already like made a cup of coffee. I made it in like not one of my plastic cups that I usually use. I brought it like one of these like nice cup, like coffee mugs that I have because it's Bridgerton. It's all like tea and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so like the teacups and whatever. So I was like, I'm going to use one of those for Bridgerton. So I had already like brought all this stuff out here. The iPad I had plugged into the, over there, the extension cord and all this kind of stuff. So then I was like, I can't sit out here. Like, this is not comfortable. I mean, the chair is comfortable to sit on, but it's not as comfortable as that chair inside with the ottoman. So I hauled everything back inside, and I watched the last 4 episodes of Bridgerton last night. And I went to bed, and when I went to bed, it was late. It was like 5:36, something like that. It was so good. The last 4 episodes were so good. Although I will say this, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, so I'm going to try to say this in a really, like, I know a lot of people haven't watched it yet, so I will say this in a way that won't ruin it. You know, like in every season of Bridgerton and in Queen Charlotte, there's always like, and I know when I say this, people that have watched it will be like, well, there was, because there was a moment like this. But it's like where they play like a really like popular, like in Queen Charlotte, it was the scene where they play I Will Always Love You, you know, the Whitney Houston, Dolly Parton song. But they play it like, you know, orchestral. And there's always like a scene like in that towards the end. It's like the climax of the show. There wasn't really that. I mean, there was a climax of the show when you find out stuff, but like, it kind of like went up and then kind of went down like the last 10 minutes of the show. And I just was kind of like, okay. I mean, definitely what I thought was going to happen was not what happened. It was, the last 4 episodes were fantastic. And I just looked, and it's renewed, obviously, for a 4th season. And the writer said, who is it, that Shonda Rhimes, or said that this is like some of the best writing that they've ever done in season 4. But it's 2 years. So, season 4 doesn't come out till 2026. It's like Stranger Things. Isn't Stranger Things supposed to come out in like 5 years or something like that? What I don't understand about Stranger Things is, how are they going to keep these kids looking like they're middle school kids when they're like 30 years old? I mean, Millie Bobby Brown is like, isn't she like 21, 22 at this point? So if they're filming it, and they're going to be like 24, 25, which is so crazy when I say that, because if you're my age, when we were growing up, like all the scary movies, all the horror movies, I mean, like, if you remember, I don't even know how old she was at the time. I should look this up. Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode in Halloween. She looked like she was 35. Do you guys remember that? Okay, let's look up and see. How old? It'll say like 19 or something. Watch. How old was Jamie Lee? Why would the first search be in True Lies? I mean, I liked that movie, but it wasn't that great. She was 19 years old when she made the first Halloween. I knew it was going to say 19. I feel like maybe I already knew that or something like that. She looks a lot older than 19 in Halloween, and she acts a lot older, but that's kind of part of her character of Laurie Strode. But you know, like when in scary movies, like when you were like, you know, growing up, and it'd be like a 30-year-old playing like a 16-year-old and whatever. That was always the case on all the movies that I was watching when I was growing up. So, I don't know how they're going to keep, I mean, I don't know how old the cast is from Stranger Things. I think they're like in their early 20s, aren't they? Let's look up when the next Stranger Things is coming out. I don't even know what season we're on, things. Season 5, is that what we're on? The season is expected to be released in 2025. Okay, interesting. Oh, just 23 hours ago, what did Noah Schnapp say about Season 5 of Stranger Things? One day ago, Stranger Things Season 5 just recast one main character. What? Nearly all the primary leading characters will be sticking around for Season 5 Stranger Things, such as Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhand, Gabe Matazzara, etc., but new set photos seem to have confirmed that one main character was recast. Season 5 will be the final set of episodes for the beloved series. Oh, is this the last season? I didn't know that. Which will presumably see the town of Hawkins, Indiana, fight back against the villainous Vecna once and for all. Who is... New set photos for Stranger Things Season 5 confirmed that Neil Fisher has joined the cast, which strongly supports rumors that she is the recast actress for Holly Wheeler, a role previously played by twins Aniston and Tinsley Price. I have no idea who those people are. Holly Wheeler? Stranger Things. Oh, are they like little girls? I don't remember them. But we're gonna wait another. I mean, you have to wait so long for these shows to come out anymore. With the writer's strike, I totally understood it, right? But like some of these shows, it's like True Detective. Okay, I love that show, True Detective. I thought the last season was really good with Jodie Foster. The previous seasons were even better than that. I mean, True Detective this last season with Jodie Foster, it was great. I love Jodie Foster, so anything that she's in, I think it was great. I thought it addressed a lot of really important issues, like True Detective always does. But the first season that came out with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, I mean, that was so scary. I can remember like watching it and like being afraid to go outside with Alex asleep upstairs because it was so terrifying. The second season... was that the Vince Vaughn one in the casino? That was the Vince Vaughn one in the casino. That was not my favorite of all of them. I still watched it. I thought it was well done, but it wasn't my favorite. The third one, which was the detective and his wife, and like back and forth. It was like very much similar to the first one, except it dealt a lot with like racism and things like that. That one was fantastic, and that must have come out like maybe 2019, because it came out right before PP passed away, because I can remember watching it when we were in Mexico after PP passed away. True Detective 3, let's see when it came out. Because I want to see how long you have to wait in between these. Here it is. The third season of True Detective, an American anthology. What year did it come out? Does it even say? Oh, 17. No, it was confirmed by HBO in 2017 and premiered on January 13th, 2019. God, that was such a good one. Yeah, but like, I mean, when's the next True Detective going to come out? So that was 2019, and so this newest one came out in 2000. So every 5 years, a True Detective comes out. So 2029. I think we can do a little quicker on that with True Detective, don't you think? That's probably one of my all-time favorite shows. It's interesting when I look back and I think about like TV shows that were really my all-time favorite TV shows of life. Like, I mean, obviously, like ones I grew up with, like Roseanne or Love Boat, Little House on the Prairie. Like, I love those. But like shows that when I watched them and binged them, like I literally can't forget. Like The Killing is probably at the top of the list. Lost and The Killing are probably two of the shows that I, honest to God, I could not stop watching. The Killing, which is I think 4 seasons. It was 3 seasons on AMC, and then the 4th season Netflix picked up or something like that. I think it's all on AMC. It's about a detective, and she's getting ready to move. She's been in foster care her whole life. She is getting ready to move. I think she has a son. Now I can't remember if it's a son or a daughter. It's been so long since I watched it, but she's a son, I think. And they're getting ready to move because she's engaged. And like the day that she's supposed to like train this guy, who's like really famous for some other show. I can't remember what the other show is that he's in. But he is a homicide detective, and so he comes in. It's about this missing girl, and she's been doing this case. And so she's training him. But then she gets hooked in the case, and she doesn't end up moving. And he's a recovering drug addict. And they show, like, meetings and stuff. They even address this one thing, which I think is so interesting. They even address the issue of anonymity. Like, he shares some stuff in a meeting, and somebody from the meeting takes it and, like, turns it into the police. Like, and it's so interesting that they show that, like, in the movie, like, that could actually happen, and like that would be the fear of an addict or an alcoholic, to share, like, you know, honestly, like in a meeting and things like that that's supposed to be anonymous. I can remember watching that scene, and Tanya was watching at the same time, and I remember like calling her and being like, what did you think about that? She's like, it's scary stuff. Like, I mean, they're showing like the truth of like recovery and stuff like that, you know. And I mean, there's ways that stuff is dealt with in 12-step, you know, rooms and things like that, and like breaching of anonymity and things like that. But it's just, I I don't know, that show was so good. It was like two separate mysteries, I think. It was like season 1 and 2 were the same, and then season 3 and 4 were a different mystery. It is such a good show. I love that show. Lost, I just could not stop watching Lost. I'm trying to think of other shows that I've watched through the years. Oh, you know what another one was Dead Like Me. Not the new one that's called Dead Like Me or something, but it's the old one that was with the girl. And, like, all her friends had gone to college and she got a job because her parents wanted her, like, they were like, you have to get a job or you have to move out. And so, I think that's the premise of it. And so, she's, like, on her break she's, like, working in the corporate world and she hates her job. And she, like, walks out for lunch and she gets hit by a toilet that's flying from, like, the space shuttle. It, like, fell out of the space shuttle. And, she gets hit with it and she gets killed. And she becomes a soul grifter. And so, her job is that, like, she's supposed to take somebody's soul right before they, like, cross over. And it's, like, her and all these other people that have, like, passed away. If you guys never watched it, it was so good. I think it was 2 or 3 seasons, and then they made a movie to finish it. That one was so good. Recently, let's look at my list of TV shows from recently that I've watched. I'll give you the real deal right here. Because, like, when people, like, get so hooked on it, they're like, this show's good, that show's good. There's a lot of good shows out there, but I'm talking about a show that, like, you cannot stop watching. Watch TV shows for 2025. Okay, let's look through here and see. Natalia Speaks. It was good, but I wasn't, like, I couldn't stop watching. These Harlan Coben ones were good, but, like, again, not something that I couldn't stop watching. The Tourist was kind of like that for me. I thought, like, The Tourist was really good. I couldn't stop watching that, but I wouldn't say that. Behind Her Eyes, no. Oh, Murder at the End of the World. That was probably one that I couldn't stop watching. A lot of true crime. I would say the first Jenks was like that, but not the second Jenks. I watched so many. Sophie, A Murder in West Cork. They're making a docudrama about that. Somebody sent that to me. The Devil You Know. Oh, The Devil You Know, the first one, about the woman that was running the... Was it the first one? No, the first one was about Pazuzu. That was a true crime story. About the guy that was, like, hiding bodies in his backyard, and he was, like, a devil worshiper and stuff like that. The second one was the one I couldn't stop watching. That one was so good. The Natalie Holloway ones were sad, but they were... I think Traitors is completely binge-worthy for a reality show. All these other reality shows, Real Housewives of Miami, I mean, I binge them, but I don't necessarily... Capote versus the Swans, I don't know that I would say that was binge-worthy. Life and Beth, I was struggled to even get through this season. Fellow Travelers was really good. That was when I was in Miami. But I wouldn't say, like, it was deep. Apples Never Fall was deep, I wouldn't say. I'm talking about a show like you cannot stop watching, you know? Fallout was not that. Baby Reindeer was good, but I mean, I'm talking about a show that, like, you really cannot stop watching. Daryl Dixon was like that for me, the spinoff from The Walking Dead. The other two the spinoffs were not like that for me. As far as new true crime, Pillowcase Murders and Control Alt Desire, they were like that for me too. Jinx 2 was not. Oh, Eric. Eric was completely like that for me. And Hacks. I just finished Hacks. Every season of Hacks has been like that for me. Oh, and Under the Bridge. Under the Bridge was definitely... I mean, these are the newer shows. But those are definitely shows that, like, I could not, you know, stop watching at all because they were so good. I don't even remember what I watched in 2023. I have my 2023 list up here, but I won't bore y'all with that today. So yeah, so I watched Bridgerton last night. It was so good. But Bridgerton is definitely a, did I put that on my list? I thought I added that to my watch list last night. Watch TV shows. Yep, Bridgerton season 3. I'm even putting the dates now of when I'm finishing them. I'm literally finishing a show every 2 days, or every day. Isn't that crazy? Bridgerton was so binge-worthy. And I'll be honest with you, you know, I was kind of like... I wanted to wait until they were all out to watch them all in a row. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because watching all 4 of them last night, I mean, I would have watched, if they had just come out, I would have wanted to watch all 8 this weekend if I had waited. But it was almost kind of like 2 shorter seasons a little bit. I don't know with shows like Bridgerton why they don't make them like, I mean, we got reality shows like Vanderpump Rules was getting like 21, 24 episodes a season. Probably cheaper to film, I'm sure, because Bridgerton's like so high production. The camera stopped. But could we maybe like get longer seasons of shows like Bridgerton? I mean, there's a lot more they could have explored in that show. It's interesting what people are speculating about. I'm going to do my whole video on my Peter Watches TV channel, so I'll let people speculate over there. But people are speculating about what the next season, there's like possibly some LGBTQIA plus romance going on in the next season. If not from one person, maybe 2. So that'll be interesting to see. It was interesting because I read an article about that last night while I was watching it, and they mentioned somebody's name, and I was like, what are they talking about? Like, there's no sign of that at all from this person whatsoever. And then when it happens, like in the very last episode, it's like, it's very slight what happens. And you're like, oh. So, like, if you didn't know that and you haven't watched it yet, now you'll know what to look for. Because I don't think I would have even caught on to it had I not read the article. And so when I saw, I mean, it's literally like 2 seconds. And when I saw it, I was like, oh. The other one is like a full part of the show. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it. But anyway, so yeah, so I watched it last night and then I went to bed. I didn't take a nap last night, so I fell asleep pretty quickly last night. And I was like drinking herbal tea. I was drinking sleepy time tea. I was drinking a lot of water. And yeah. Interestingly enough, yesterday when I weighed myself, I had lost weight. Today, when I weighed myself, and I like walked so much, and I swam the laps, and had eaten very, very little yesterday. Didn't snack, anything like that. And today, had gained weight again. My body is so weird. I don't know if maybe it was the water. I mean, I drank a lot of water yesterday, so maybe it's that. I know people say water weight gain. I'm like, I know water weight gain happens, but it doesn't happen like, I mean, it's usually like when you start, you know, losing weight. But my body is just so messed up at this point, so yeah. So it's like up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, down a pound. It's like so weird. Or not even a pound, like a fourth of a pound or half of a pound or 3/4 of a pound or whatever. But anyway, so today I got up and I slept in until about noon. And when I got up, Alex was downstairs and he had like heated up some food. He has like leftover like Thai food. He has like so much leftover food. Last night he brought home a pizza. And it's so weird because like I smelled it when he brought it in and it smelled like, where did we get that pizza? Who were we with that I got a truffle pizza? Where did I just go to dinner not too long ago with somebody? And I didn't know what to get there. Oh, it was with our friends that we hadn't seen and like, you know, that we met 16 years ago that we hadn't seen in a while. We went to that tray in Carmel and I got something. I love mushrooms and truffles, and so I got something that had truffles in it, and the smell of it, I just love anything. Like pizza with truffle. There was another place, the reason I'm thinking of it is because I got some kind of truffle pizza. That was some other dinner that we did, I can't remember. But that pizza was fantastic. I love mushrooms. I didn't as a kid, I hated them, but I love mushrooms today. Oh my god, I love them. I can eat mushrooms just raw, I love them, right? And so, when he brought the pizza in, I was like, is that like a truffle pizza? Because Alex doesn't like truffle oil, he doesn't like truffles or anything like that. I love it. Like, if you can get french fries or truffle french fries, I always get truffle french fries. I love anything truffle. And so, he likes those products, those truff products, but he, like the mayonnaise and all that kind of stuff. We haven't used that in forever, though. But I feel like my neighbor's out in the driveway. Is she talking to me? Not my neighbor across the street. Their garage is open too, but my neighbor over there, because I see them like moving in and out. Yeah. Oh, I think she's talking on the phone. She stands out there. But anyway, I did like this, posted something on Q&A about like topics to talk about, unpopular opinions or something like that. And they said it in a real funny way. And they were like, who's like the loudest person like in the neighborhood besides Peter? Which is so funny because I think that people think, like, because I sit out here, and even when I flip fans and stuff like that, first of all, I ask all my neighbors before I film if they're okay with it, if they're out there. But this is also sheltered, okay, by the front porch. Like, I can film whole videos, and, like, I'll say to her, like, oh, I was filming. She goes, I didn't even hear you out in the porch. Or I'll say it to my neighbor across the street. Unless she's standing in her garden, she'll be like, we never hear you out there. Nobody ever hears me, and I usually ask them if they're outside, right? And so, but, like, as loudest, I mean, it's a neighborhood, right? But as loudest, with her music and stuff like that, and she sings real loud and stuff like that, but I love it all day long. Hey, how are you?
Hey. Hi.
It's hot today, huh?
Oh, extremely. Gonna feed the fish.
Aw. Oh my god, I have to tell you that. Okay, so, and when their grandkids are here. But I love it for them because they're so happy. They always put the water toys out and they hook them up to hoses and stuff like that. The kids go crazy. Now they got 3 grandsons. So they're super, super busy. And they spent, what was he telling me? They spent like a couple days. Well, I talked to him while I was vlogging the other day, but then he told me later that they spent a couple extra days in Wisconsin. It's this town that's like really well known for like water springs and things like that. That's where their son and daughter-in-law got married. But anyway, they had such a good time at the wedding, and she was so proud, and yeah. I have such neat I have such neat couples as neighbors, but I have such neat neighbors, you know? Like, each of them have, like, such kind of, like, unique lives and stuff like that. It was so funny when we went to the pool yesterday. Because for so long, she's been, like, the youngest one in the neighborhood. She will be 31. And, but she's lived here for a long time. I think she moved in here. She's maybe lived here for like 6 or 7 years now. And so when she moved in here, so she was like, she just gotten out of college because she went to DePaul, which is like a really good private school in Indiana. And so then after that, she was like living in an apartment, and then she moved in there. And she had roommates at first. And they were like, the thing is, they would always tell us, like if they were going to have a party, they would say, we're going to have a party, do you care if people park in front of your house? It's probably going to go till 2 o'clock. If we're too loud, just let us know. She's always been that person. They used to have parties in the backyard. They'd invite all of us to it. They went one time because they would do this huge adult slip and slide. And they would put it in the back, like in the side yard over there. It was like huge. It was like 15 by like 100 feet, this yellow slip and slide. And they would just like soak it and all this kind of stuff. And so, every year she has like a big party in the summer and stuff like that. I think she said she's not going to do it this summer. She's kind of like growing up a little bit. It's kind of sad. Honestly, it kind of makes me kind of sad. Because we were at the pool yesterday, and when this like dad was up there, and the dad is probably like, I don't know, her age or something. And he was like, so she asked, so I got up there, and like she was going in and checking the bathrooms and stuff like that. And so he said something about the pool closes at 9, right? And I go, well, that's what it says, but it actually stays open till 10. The girls were being great in the pool. They were completely polite and very nice, and so was he. And he was just sitting in a chair, and the girls were in the pool. And he was like, do you want us to leave? Because I know it says from 8 to 9 is 21 and over. And I was like, no, you guys are totally fine. And so she came out from the bathroom, like looking at the bathrooms and stuff like that. And she was like, are they going to leave? And I told them they could stay. They're totally being fine. She's like, okay, but if they start splashing, I said, they're totally fine. They're like 14 years old. They're being really sweet. And she starts laughing. She goes, I've become that neighbor. I go, listen, you need to hold it down, okay? We can like have it out with the HOA board. I was like, but to people that are nice, that are in the neighborhood, I said, they're being really sweet. These girls are being really sweet. And they were the whole time. And, like at one point, like we were swimming laps, and when we would like come down, we would try to like stay right over to the right, and they would like move out of our way, like, and we weren't even doing like laps that much, but they were super sweet, and the dad was really nice, and we talked to him, and he was telling us that like he would like spend weekends here because of his parents that lived here when he was like growing up and stuff like that, and he got in trouble like at the pool when he was like younger and stuff like that. I thought he was like maybe like 32 to 35. She said she thought he was like 45 or something like that. But I was like, listen, I said, I think he's single, and he's a really nice guy. And I said, his mom lives in this neighborhood. And I said, and you're looking for, she's like, don't, we're not doing any setup. She's like, my grandma, because her grandma lives in this neighborhood. She said, my grandma was trying to set me up with the guy that prunes the trees. And I go, girl, and she goes, I go, that is desperate. And she goes, no, my grandma called me up and she said, you need to come over here because the guy that's pruning, because there's like, they have this company that prunes the trees. And so like they do it like in the fall or in the spring and in the fall. But I guess they just did it last week or something. They put these big signs in your mailbox, okay, that are literally like, this is so low budget. Okay, these big like paper signs that say do not prune, and then you're supposed to put them like on like your in front of your house if you don't want them to prune. I always just throw them away because I'm like, what's to prune? And prune the tree if you want to, I could care less. But anyway, so her grandma was having a bunch of bushes pruned, and so she called her and she said, you need to come over here. She's like, I want you to meet, you got to see this guy that's pruning the trees, right? Her grandma's like 92. I love this, right? And so she was like, I didn't even think anything of it. She's like, I can't remember how she said her grandma said it. Something like, you need to come over here to like watch. She thought her grandma was like calling her to like check on him, like make sure that he was like doing a good job or whatever, right? And so when she came over there, her grandma was saying something like offer to take him a glass of water. And she was like, Grandma, no. And so she left and she didn't even really look at him, right? And so then he was like at another house, like pruning trees, like closer to ours. And she was like, he was really good looking. She was like, he was a really good looking guy. My grandma said he's single and everything. He's like 40. She's like, she goes, but what if he owns his own tree pruning business? What if he doesn't just work for it? I go, what does it matter if he works for the tree pruning business? I go, happiness is happiness. It doesn't come with a dollar price. And she's like, you are so right. She's like, you are so right. She's dated her fair share. Listen, she's always coming to me for romantic advice. I'm like, girl, listen, I'm nobody to dispense in no romantic advice. She's like, I know, but what do you think about this and what do you think about that? And I'm like, I think that you need to be true to yourself. She is somebody that is so, like, she does, like, all this artwork, and I love that she sings. Like, she is so, like, it reminds me of Rear Window when I hear her, because, like, she'll do her, like, artwork in her garage, because she, like parks in the driveway, and so her whole garage is kind of like her studio. Sometimes she parks in the garage in the winter, but in the summer, her whole garage is her studio, and so she, like, does all these, like, painting of ceramics and stuff like that, and so all this stuff's in the garage, so her garage is right there. So if I'm sitting out here, like, at night, or reading, or vlogging, or whatever, if she's singing in the garage, I can hear her, and I love it, you know? I love the sounds of the neighborhood. I don't need a silent neighborhood. You know, I know that that's going to be a big joke to people, but anyway. So I got up today about noon. Alex was downstairs heating up this food. I think he was heating up rice. And, but now I'm like craving like truffle something. And I think this restaurant we're going to, I don't think they have anything like that. Oh well, I'll figure it out. So, the restaurant that we're going to is one of my favorite restaurants, so, but they change their menu, like, every season, so I don't know what they have, because I haven't been there in a while. But I got up, and I, like, came downstairs, and I was, like, talking to Alex, and then I took Boo Radley out, and, he has been so crazy the last 2 days, running up and down the stairs, running around the yard. I'm so happy he's doing so well, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, little guy, you gotta settle down just a little bit, you know what I mean? So he was going crazy, running up and down, running around and all that kind of stuff. So finally got him a treat, and then I was like trying to get him settled down, and he came back upstairs and he like jumped up, the boom, 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 boom. Alex sent me this thing the other day. I should show you this. He's like, this is, did he send it to me in a text or did he send it to me in, because sometimes he just tags me and stuff on IG, but he was like, this is Boo Radley. This is where Alex is like, he sends me all these, this is a dog in a shark costume. Constantly sending me stuff. This is his friend at the boathouse the other night. Here's all of them having dinner at the boathouse the other night. He always sends me all these pictures. He's so sweet. But here he was at work the other day, pouting because I go, don't be jealous, and I sent the picture of me at the pool. And I said, one family here and they're leaving. That was before the other family came, and then he sent me this, and he was like pouting. But where was the one that he sent me of oh, you know what? I was going to include this in a drama video, but I'll just say it here too, because I know that they watch here and so they can get it. But apparently off of, I didn't even see it, but off of something that somebody put out there, they're saying that my husband didn't disclose a sponsorship and that he didn't post it on Instagram. It was this reel of this thing that he's doing. And somebody asked about that, like I got a DM about it. They're like, and it's somebody that like has watched me for a long time. Why you're watching these hate channels is beyond me, but watch what you want to watch, okay? Because this is somebody that's like watched me for a long time, and they said, are you aware that Alex didn't disclose on this partnership? The reason he didn't disclose in that partnership was because it wasn't a partnership. It was, and I asked Alex, I said, do you want to address it, or do you want me to say it in a video? He's like, I don't have anything to address. It wasn't a sponsorship. I paid full price for that. I just wanted to bring them some attention. So, my husband understands fully how to sponsor, or how to disclose sponsorships, but, you know, somebody wanted to say that in there and try to discredit my husband. Actually, I think the word that, because they sent me a screenshot of it within there, the word that they used was my, label hungry whore, of a husband, is what they said. They called my husband a whore, and then tried to discredit him by saying that he didn't disclose, well, it wasn't a sponsorship. So, I don't know what to tell you that, but, okay, but thank you for using such nice language towards my husband. I think people sometimes don't understand that there's, like, things you can't do with people that aren't public figures. Like, you can't say things like that about somebody that's, my husband's not a public figure. Oh, by the way, my father is not a public figure. So you can't say things like that. I mean, that, like, is, like, YouTube has issues with that, I'll just say that. But anyway, I wanted to find this, where is all these, what are these pictures? Where is he at? Oh, this is where he was helping his friend set up for the open house. They're, like, doing all... Oh, little Boo Radley. He sent me that little picture of Boo Radley when Boo Radley was just a baby. Look at little Boo Radley. Aww. Oh, there's my cousin Caroline. I showed that one, didn't I? It must have been something that he tagged me on Instagram. Look at Alex with his grandma. Aren't they so sweet together? I love his grandma so much. I texted Alex and said he's waiting for you. We've seen pictures of Boo Radley probably more than anything. Well, Alex, I won't show it, but Alex sent a picture with our nephew when he was hanging out with him. Oh, another one of little Boo Radley. Where is the thing that he sent me? I must have been on Instagram, because I wanted to show it to you guys, because it's so funny, because it's so true. He just sent me something on Instagram. Where is it? Oh, Tanya just sent me something. Oh, she just said LOL. Tanya and I tag each other and stuff all the time. Okay, where is Alex? He just tagged me in something on Instagram. Where is he at? You guys, if you had any idea how many DMs I get on... I tell people don't DM me on Twitter anymore. I don't get that many on Twitter anymore, but on Instagram, it's like every time I open it, it's probably like 60. If I don't... I read all of them, like I look at all of them, but if I don't respond, please don't ever get your feelings hurt. Like, it's not personal. Why is he not pulling up in here? Am I just like missing it? Here he is. Constantly sending me these squirrel ones. He sent me this one, this squirrel, but I messaged him back. What did I say? Let's see if I said it. I already followed her. I said, she follows me, LOL, I love her. She does, she followed me. And when her mom followed me, oh, this is it. Boo running up the stairs ready for bed. Because that's what he does. He's like the crazy dog. So anyway, I got him back in bed and I got him settled, and I was like, to get Boo Radley settled, I do like I do a little talk. I like pat him on his back, you know, and I'm like, you're such a good boy, Boo Radley. He's like, looks around like, what? I am. You know how it is when you talk to your pets, right? And so I like got him settled down and whatever, and Alex was downstairs watching something, but he had his AirPods on, so he was like watching Apple TV with his AirPods on and stuff, so I was trying to get like Boo Radley settled and whatever. Well, while I was trying to get Boo Radley settled, I fell asleep. So when I woke up, it was like 2:30, and I look over. I'm like, oh, like this on Boo Radley's bed, right? Boo Radley's still in the bed, and now he's asleep. I'm asleep on his bed, and I'm not even like comfortably in bed. I'm like half like hanging off the bed, and I look over, and Alex is dead asleep for a nap, for his like third nap probably for the day. So I looked at the clock and it was like 2:30 something, and I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for just a little bit longer. I mean, I was out like that. My body must have needed it, because I was out that quick, and I woke up and it was like 3:20 or something like that. I was like, you need to get your butt up. But I kind of made the decision last night, like I started making a list of videos that I wanted to make for today and for tomorrow. I love when these people walk down the street and have their, their AirPods on and they're talking on the phone and they're like very serious conversations. I'm like, that would stress me out to be on a walk where I'm having a very serious conversation. So I was like, you know what? I think today and tomorrow. So today I obviously have the haul video that I posted. So it's that and this. So it's 2 videos out of 7. That's not bad, right? And then tomorrow, we're just gonna have to kind of see. I mean, if we get back from doing this stuff early, I may see if Alex wants to go to brunch a little bit earlier tomorrow so that we can run these errands and get back. And maybe go to the pool. If it's nice, I want to go to the pool. I am just filming a vlog. The other thing is that Alex and I have so many shows to catch up on. Well, not so many, but compared to what we used to have. But we have RuPaul's Drag Race, let me see, Untucked, and then Real Housewives of Dubai. Do we have anything else to watch? I have Below Deck Mediterranean, but I'll probably watch that tonight. And then I have The GOAT. I think episode 6, episode 7, and probably episode 8 now. I liked it at first, but I'm kind of now over it, if you want to know the truth. I don't know. I'm going to finish it. It's not that good, but I don't know. Do you guys want to pick my next show? I'm thinking about watching Ozark next. Well, maybe The Man in Full, because I'm trying to watch some of these limited series. But if I don't watch The Man in Full, then I'm probably going to watch Ozark next. So, yeah. Let's go in here and read some comments. So I got up today, finally. I was like, okay, well, and honestly, this is going to sound crazy, because usually on a day that, like, I wake up, because, like, I try to, like, film at least 4 or 5 videos a day. But today, like, I didn't feel bad about it at all. I was like, your body needs to relax, I mean, it's not like my filming videos is strenuous. Let's just be real, right? But when I start and then when I stop, it's usually like a 6 to 8 hour process. And so I was like, you know what? Just go to dinner tonight with your husband. Enjoy it. Vlog. Enjoy your vlog. Then when you get done, go take like an hour walk. When you get back, you'll be I'm always so relaxed when I get done with my walk. Take a shower. Put on some cute clothes. And this place that we're going tonight is pretty casual. I don't even think I'm going to do my hair. I think I'm going to wear the hat. And I think I'm going to wear this white button-down collared polo shirt that I bought a couple years ago and I've never worn. It's like super baggy on me now, but it's the only one I saved. And I think I'm gonna wear like jeans and sandals. I'm going real casual tonight. I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna be me. Because I was like, should I do my hair and stuff like that? I hate doing my hair anymore. I'm getting my hair cut on Monday. So, bum 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 bum. Okay. Go in here and read some comments. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Cauliflower. Oh, she's watched for so long. Said, finish my book, so now I'm going to do some yard work and vlog catch up. You know what? Somebody said this to me the other day on one of my vlogs. They said, Peter, you need to clean your glasses. And they were so right. I did. So I don't keep a glass cleaner thing out here because I don't sit out here as much anymore. And I still haven't put that damn table together. That's going to be a video this week. Putting that table together. Okay. Oh, have you seen these glasses? I don't usually wear these on video. So these are the new ones that I bought. Okay, I will tell you, I don't love the color of them. God, I look bad, don't I, in these? I don't love the color of them. But I will say they are super, super comfortable. Okay, so these are like, okay, I just ordered a bunch of new ones. These are like the second to the old new ones. Okay. Thursday Murder Club is such a great series, said Joe. That's the book for Peter's book club for Jen. That's what I'm going to start right after this. I'm real excited about that. Thank you. Can't wait. Oh, she said, yes, Peter, I'm so glad you spoke up to the grandma. Shushing you is so disrespectful. I hope you call her. Here's the thing. I don't really care unless you can't get in the pool because there's so many kids. Because she said, I hope that you speak up if she shows up with 7 kids again. I don't really care, okay? Like, if it's one grandma with, like, 6 or 7 kids, but they're minding her, and they're like, don't splash on somebody. I mean, this is the other thing, right? And I always say this to people at the pool. If I'm in a pool, I'm gonna get splashed, okay? To be in a pool and think you're not gonna get splashed is ridiculous. If you're in a pool, if you're sitting on the side of the pool and kids are splashing so much that you're getting soaked, that's a different story, okay? But I'm always sitting on the steps and stuff like that. So, or like in a shallow end, I kind of just like lean up against the side or whatever when I'm talking to my girlfriends, or, we like bob in the water or whatever. But like, if you're in a pool, you're probably going to get splashed. I don't mind that. what I can't stand is rudeness, and it's like the entitlement that this group of kids and this grandma think that it's like their pool, when it's not just their pool, you know what I mean? Like, that's the issue to me. The shushing, I was done with. Oh my God, the tripod fell. The camera is so hot, you guys, from being out here for filming so long. I think I filmed close to an hour. But the tripod, the one leg fell, and then the whole camera fell like down to the cement. I was like trying to catch it, and I didn't catch it. And then I was like, oh my God, is my camera broken? But it's fine. So anyway, I was talking about that grandma shushing me. Joe said on here, she said, I'm glad that you stood up for yourself. I mean, I've been shushed so many times in my life at this point that it's almost kind of like, to be honest with you, it's almost kind of like a joke when somebody shushes me. When they're like, shh, I'm like, did you seriously just like, I mean, this is not 3rd grade and you are not my teacher. Did you just shush me? I mean, it's almost like ridiculous, you know? So, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. When you've been a doormat as long as I have in my life and you've worked hard enough to stand up for yourself, you know, you start learning that there comes a point when it's not, you have to decide what's worth your peace and serenity, you know what I mean? And you can also like stand up for yourself without giving your peace and serenity away, if that makes sense. And I'm not gonna be shushed by no grandma at the pool, okay? You know what I mean? Oh my God, who is this that's saying this to me? She is getting in about those tables. Okay. Jen said, are you going to put the tables together soon, or did I miss it? LOL. No, girl, you did not miss it. I have pure laziness on the tables. They are sitting in boxes in the garage. I brought them out one day to do the videos inside. I think the best place to do them is in front of the fireplace. I mean, the tables are real small, right? Like, I don't want to lift this white, well, I can probably lift up the top of this. But, like, I mean, this is the table, right? So, like, the one I got to replace it is metal, but it's, like, triangle or square, but it looks like wood, right? So it's the same size, so they're not huge, so I can carry them out here. I think the best place to put them together is in front of the fireplace. Here's my thing, okay? I know people would love this, but I don't want to open it and it be all kind of like screwdrivers and madness and things. I am not good at that kind of stuff, you guys. Like, I can do it when I have to, but I don't love doing it. So I know that people will probably think that was a hilarious video, but for me, that would be. But people ask me, like, what are videos that you absolutely cannot stand making? And I think they think I'm going to talk about when it's, like, talking about a certain influencer or something like that. Putting shit together videos. I am not. Cooking videos. I'm not good at it. I'm just not good at it at all, you know? I don't enjoy it. Okay. Cauliflower said, oh my goodness, I need to start the next vlog right now so I can see if you finally watched Damsel. Sadly, we have not watched Damsel yet. So, somebody said, I'm so interested in you. I'm interested in you rating the Survivor seasons. Well, so far, it's interesting that, you know, I was thinking about, like, going back and, like I said that the other day, rating the Survivor seasons. It's interesting because I definitely like the newer seasons more than the older seasons. The older seasons are longer. And it's more about surviving the elements. The newer seasons are more about the competition of the game. I definitely like the seasons, the newer seasons. I think I like the cast better of them. The cast seems to be more diverse. And, like, everybody's so completely different and things like that. I will tell you one of the things that's interesting about the older seasons is that the cast were older in it. I mean, they're still older members, but, like, today, it's like Julie that was on, like, I think season 45, maybe. Yeah, she was in the fall. That was Julie. Like, they made such a big deal out of that she was, like, an older, you know, cast member. Back in the day, she wouldn't have been considered an older cast member. Half the cast was, like, 50 up. So, it's interesting to me that that's such a huge deal today. The same person said, I would love longer vlogs always. Love the thumbnails. Honestly, don't matter to me at all. I'm going to watch every video. You are so sweet. I'm going to watch every video of yours regardless. You're so sweet. So many people said stuff about my neighbor, which is really sweet. Somebody said, I love your neighbor, LOL. I love the way she speaks. She does that all the time. Oh, Cauliflower's giving us updates as she cleans her house. Okay, girl. She said, catching up while doing some much-needed cleaning around this dump. And then later she says, kitchen mostly done up. On to another room. I love that. That makes me so happy. Esmeralda said, Peter, you are really getting into your planning era, LOL. The way you took that plant before it got tossed, and that is how it begins. Love it for you. Oh, you're so sweet. Aww. Marky said, listening to you as I do every morning, but today I'm getting ready for my grandmother's funeral. Thank you for everything. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Well, sending out lots of love and prayers to you. Okay, CK said, so I watched Trip to Bountiful, and it's a beautiful story. Thanks, Peter, for the recommendation. Oh, thank you so much. Kara said, the Lake Charlevoix area is so nice. We go up there every year from Florida, 2 weeks until my trip. Oh, how fun. So, my mom's friend, her high school friend Diane, lived on Beaver Island. Worked at Jack's Bar. Lived there for like 25, 30 years. And so we went one time to go visit her with my mom's sorority sister and her daughter. That was when we read like the Elvis is Alive tape and all that kind of stuff. And you drive to Charlevoix. It's interesting. I remember Charlevoix being like very ritzy is what I remember. I can remember like we pulled in there and there was like a Borders. Like I thought it was like, I mean, I have been to Michigan quite a bit as a kid. I mean, we used to go up all the time. My parents lived in Grand Rapids before they moved to Chicago and I was born. My dad had a boat in Saugatuck, Michigan. I mean, I've been to a lot of... The fact that I didn't grow up in Michigan is kind of a mystery if you want to know the truth, because my dad looked at a lot of cities in Michigan to move to before Indianapolis. It's kind of crazy, like, all the small towns in Michigan that I've been to. And so you have this kind of idea of, like, this cutesy small Michigan town. Charlevoix is that, but Charlevoix is beautiful. I mean, on the lake, and it's kind of ritzy, in all honesty. You know, it's like, it's beautiful up there. Vic said, very happy for Caroline. Have a wonderful trip and safe travels, Caroline. You totally rock. Brandon said, you may have explained, but why does your camera shut off at the 30-minute mark? I make videos for YouTube and my camera never does that. I use the Sony a6400. Okay, so I use the Canon G7X Mach. I think this is the Mach 3, actually. I don't know where it says it on here. But it's not the memory card. It is... No, it is the memory card. So the memory card goes to 29 minutes and 59 seconds. The battery, the full length of the battery, it just went to the halfway mark, lasts for about, depending on the battery, an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. The memory card, because I have it set on like the video setting, it sets off at 29 minutes and 59 seconds. I used to have the Sony a5000, and I don't know if you guys remember when I had that, for those of you that have been around for a long time. I really liked that camera. It's very similar to this one. What I didn't like about that camera, if you remember, is that it would overheat. Do you guys remember that? And sometimes it would just stop out of nowhere because the camera would overheat. What camera did you say that you have? The 6400. This is like a small vlogging camera. This camera's like $600 or something like that. I love it for this, but I'll be honest with you. So many people that I know that make videos on YouTube, like massive creators, they don't even use a camera anymore. There's some girls going home from the pool, so... There must have been people at the pool. They don't even use a camera anymore. They just use their iPhone. Like, so many YouTubers that I know just use an iPhone. I mean, I'm talking, if you would be surprised. Like, people that are putting together highly edited content are just using iPhones. So, for me, I like having a camera because it gives me something that I can look into. I was talking to somebody the other day on the phone. I was like, I don't even know where to look in, because they were talking about how they film I was like, the quality of your videos is so good. And they're like, I use my iPhone. And I'm like, well, I don't even know where to look. Because when I look into it, and they're like, well, you get used to it after a while. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I feel like every time I've had a Canon, it's done that. Maybe it didn't do that on the Sony, but the Sony overheated. But I feel like the camera did stop at 30 minutes for the Sony as well, but maybe not. I don't remember. Okay. Somebody said, if you put the whatever the plant is she gave me, the coleus in a vase, be aware that they drink a lot of water. I did. I put them inside. I filled some more water up today. I have a cup of coleus in one of my outdoor planters. Should I plant them? She just brought me leaves. She didn't bring me, like, the root or anything. We're getting so tall, so I cut them back and decided to... Like, hers are huge, and they are beautiful. Well, I'll show you guys when I do that video. Somebody said, you don't need a show to watch, just talk to her. You are so sweet. It's the truth, though. I do love talking to her. Today's vlog was so cozy. Put me in a trance. Loved it. Oh, you are so sweet. Lynn, thank you. Okay, somebody said, Peter, I can't remember. This is from Amber. If you mentioned watching The Bear on FX Hulu before, I'm almost done with season 2. Starts soon. It's very well done and it has to do on sobriety. So many people have recommended The Bear to me that I'm going to watch a couple episodes of it. Ted Lasso, too. The thing is, I'm not real big into comedies, and I know that Bear is not necessarily a comedy, but Ted Lasso is, and so many people are like, you should like, this is where, like, people, when they say to you, like, I always just tell you what shows I like, right? I don't say to people, like, you should watch this. I probably have in a vlog or two said that, but, like, if I'm interacting with somebody and they're like, I wouldn't, like, I don't say to people, like, you should watch this show, you would love it. Because I don't know what people love, you know? Like, a lot of people love romances. A lot of people love this. A lot of people love that, right? Julia said, oh my God, I've read a bunch of Maddie Day. I love her books. The Grilled Store Diner or whatever it's called. I think I've only read 2 of them, but, okay, I do need to ask this for those of you that are in Peter's book club, though. Since I was talking about Peter's book club, this is going to stop in a second, so I'll end this. But would you guys rather do a cozy mystery or a thriller for July? Put it in the comment section below and help me a little bit with that, because I'm going to make that announcement this week. All right, I'm going to get off here so that it's not too late to walk, so that I can walk for like a half an hour, 40 minutes or something before we go to dinner and listen to my audiobook. I want to finish my audiobook tonight. This guy out here, he is literally, for like the last 3 or 4 years, he has walked every single day. He's like probably like 5 years younger than me, 10 years younger than me. He walks every single day, and he like is real fast paced and stuff like that. And he walks like 3 or 4 times. He doesn't live in this neighborhood. He walks outside the neighborhood. But he walks late at night too. I think he walks maybe twice a day. Because I was thinking about him last night. Because I was like, at first I was like, I'm like going to be the only one out here. And then there were a lot of people that were walking last night, real late at night. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, so I'm going to go get my walk in right now. And then come back and get ready and go to dinner with my husband. And I am going to start rendering this vlog so that it can be uploading while we're gone. And then I can post it when we get back home. Or hopefully all that can get done before I leave. And then, oh, I don't think I have enough time for that because it takes 2 or 3 hours to upload it. But I'll post this whenever we get back from dinner. So there was something I wanted to tell you guys the other night. It was like after I got done vlogging, I went and did it. And it was like something I was talking about in my vlog. It wasn't walking. It wasn't going to the pool. I can't remember what it was. And I was so proud of myself. I wanted to share it with you guys. I was like, they're going to get such a kick out of this. What was it that I did? Anyway, I don't know. I'll remember it. I'll remember it probably tonight, or I'll probably remember it on my walk. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday and that you are having a wonderful weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!